Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need. What you need. We're broken, it's tragic. We're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
Guys, how you going? Oh my goodness, how you out to lunch? How you going? Flyby Stew, how you going? Alex, how you going? Luna, how you going? Who else have we got in here? Meg Aussie, how you going? Carl, how you going? Oh, who else have we got? D-Lee, how you going? MJ, how you going? MM, how you going? Who else have we got? Shannon, how you going? Dana, how you going? Okay. After yesterday, me saying that normally Fridays are really good days for news, it doesn't seem to be too much. Oh my goodness, there's still a little bit happening, but I think more's happening behind the scenes than anywhere. Brad Jamin said, question to Victorians and others, can you sense something really dark about Melbourne and Victoria? Not just Dan, just a general sense of something bad, like something really bad's going to happen and we can't stop it. Be honest, do you have an anxious sixth sense feeling? Well, I've got that feeling about the whole world at the moment. There's something really bad, well, it's going to look bad. It's going to happen, right? But yes, Victoria, it doesn't seem like the place it used to be. Probably like California. Like many years ago, California was probably a beautiful place, and now it's like, Amazing Polly spokesperson said, holy smokes, my neighbour just went crazy on me and my husband. Now this is Amazing Polly, mind you. In her yard. She was full on demented. And apparently Amazing Polly recorded it. She wants to play it for you all, but perhaps that is unwise. Probably. Probably. I remember I had a crazy neighbour. It was awful. Elon Musk parody said, I have plans to buy Coca-Cola and bring back the real Coke, just like the good old days. What, the one with, didn't it used to have a drug in it? Coke? 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 I don't know. But I thought that was funny. Amazing Polly spokesperson again said, I'm not going to give up on the noise issue. Noise is a health hazard and a thinking hazard. I have that problem living too close to people and the noises. And I don't think it's good for any human to be living very, very close to other people. Okay, James said, closing all but 2 of Australia's refineries is an amazing act of self-harm. It doesn't matter how few subs our Navy has. It doesn't matter how few tanks the Army has. It doesn't matter how few jets the Air Force has. It doesn't matter that the high attrition rates would see our defence capability severely degraded at an unprecedented speed. None of that matters, because if we ever do get into a shooting war with a hostile nation, our entire defence capability runs on hydrocarbons. No amount of wind farms, solar panels, hydrogen plants, geothermal energy, pumped hydro or wave energy system is going to change that fact that we would run out of fuel in 3 weeks. Our 2 remaining refineries couldn't make fuel fast enough to even delay the collapse of the national economy, much less supply the defence needs of the nation. If we are cut off from our regular supply of large volumes of imported ready-to-use liquid fuels from Singapore, we're in trouble. Just understand that blindly decarbonising our economy comes with some heavy-duty defence issues. And that's not the only issue. We have energy problems for the... Seriously, when you see how much it takes to power somewhere for 1 hour, 75,000 homes for 1 hour, you can't run on that. You can't. The opinionated black woman said, "Oh my God, look at that old..." Okay. C-nut leaning against the wall staring at the kids with a semi. Okay? I don't know if anyone else noticed this in a photo that has been going around, but I'm going to go through very quickly. If you want to, you can have a look later. Go and pause it. But there's an old man in here that's has a semi, it seems, with children walking through. The Hodge twins says crazy as hell. Ollie London says trans... Oh, here's another one. A man, trans man with another erection, waits in line to use a cubicle in a woman's restroom in Burlington, Massachusetts. In the video, he glances at the women who are heard in the background and turns his camera, appearing to prepare to take a discreet photo of the woman. Not half sus. Look, men wanting to use a women's bathroom, I believe, is a fetish. They get off on it. Phil, one people, one nation, vote no. This crap on Fox, world leader. Greta is a school dropout on the edge of the spectrum who's been used by her parents and the elite to make money. And this is Fox, obviously, Fox News is gone. Climate activist Greta Thunberg, latest world leader, to meet with the Ukrainian president. Since when did this person, okay, because I can't tell anymore, since when did this person become a world leader? Did you vote them in? Did I vote them? No. A world leader. Oh my God, you can try and push it, it's not going to work. DC Drano said Michelle Obama is calling Americans racist even though it elected her black husband to be president twice and allows her to criticise our Supreme Court from a mega yacht in Greece. So oppressive. Power lunch. Longtime friends Barack Obama and Tom Hanks dine at waterfront restaurant together with their families during Greek vacation. Funny how his back is to us, Tom Hanks. If you know, you know. Joey Manorino said the Supreme Court overturned Roe. The Supreme Court overturned affirmative action. That's the one big thing that did happen. The Supreme Court just threw Biden's student loan repayment scam out the window. And just now, the Supreme Court says the First Amendment entitles a web designer to refuse to do gay weddings. First off, let me thank Donald Trump for putting 3 common sense conservatives on the court, because these are issues that go to the very heart of who we are as a people and a nation. We are a nation of sanity, of justice, of laws, of free speech, and we stand against racism of any colour. SCOTUS has proven this week that they are still a fair and unbiased institution, free from Democrat manipulation and interference. So again, thank you, Donald Trump, for giving the right a true voice in today's politics, 3 years after the Democrats thieved it. I'm hoping to escape algorithms. by renaming things. Fair dinkum said power bills go up after 12 midnight last night, a whopping 30%. Best I wash the dishes and do my washing, pull up the floorboards and light a fire. Thanks, Albo. You see you in the NTs? You cunts? Our power went up 30% last night at midnight. Oh dear God. Michael West said McBank bought British water utility and privatisation, paid for it with Thames Water's own money, stripped it, geared it, let raw sewage flow into London river system. Now Thames on the brink of collapse awaiting bailout at privatisation. That's funny, I'm sure Sydney Water is privatised too. God knows what they're doing. I remember seeing a Pfizer four-wheel drive at the Warragamba Dam where our water is held, thinking, what in the hell are they doing there? Oh, I'm seriously thinking I'm going to start using the rainwater. Malcolm Roberts says there's 7,000 nurses still stood down, thousands of teachers disenfranchised, thousands of our best police angry, firefighters alienated, taking people's selves out from ridiculous, needless lockdowns, thousands of excess deaths from untested experimental jabs, doctors bullied, silenced and suppressed, bodily autonomy brutalised for millions. You live in dishonest, inhuman delusion. In response to Anastasia Palachuk, who said we built WellCamp to keep Queenslanders safe during the pandemic. Our state's response to the COOF is something all Queenslanders can be proud of. The Auditor-General has found the WellCamp procurement process was reasonable. That was pretty much a waste of money and probably some money laundering going on through that too. So is the Auditor-General corrupt as well? Anastasia's government was advised that the capital cost was value for money. The relevant information was assessed before the decision was made to proceed. I don't think so. I really don't think so. Because I think that was a money laundering operation. And that is a waste of money now. What's it doing? Nothing. Oh no, I've liked the wrong one. No, I didn't like that one. Okay. What did I just like there? Holy crap. I just liked some. Oh, there we go. Thank God. It was the right one I did. Okay. Trudy said Wikileaks just dumped all their files online. Everything from Hillary Clinton's. Look, I'm pretty sure that Wikileaks has had it all online for a long time. You can go and look at it if you want. I remember being told by mainstream news outlets that the general public were not allowed to look at it. That was the mainstream news's job. I remember that from many years ago. Okay, well, Wikileaks just dumped all their files online. Everything from Hillary Clinton's emails, McCain's being guilty, Vegas shooting done by FBI sniper, Steve Jobs' HIV letter, Pedo Podesta, Afghanistan, Syria, Iran, Bilderberg, CIA agents arrested for, great, who pandemic, happy digging, here you go, please read and pass it on. These are Clinton's emails and index file, and I'm pretty sure I bookmarked it a long time ago. Send to everyone you can as fast as you can. What I will do is I'll retweet it. So anyone who wants to have a look, and we might even go into some of it, if I can. Fair Dinkum said, what does section 44 of the Australian Constitution say? Does anybody know? Understanding section 44, foreign citizens and dual citizens cannot sit in a parliament. An Australian-born person with an Australian citizenship who has acquired foreign citizenship without their own knowledge is disqualified. So that means half the people in our parliament have no right to be there. Just like I don't have a right to be there because I'm still an Irish citizen. Okay? I have no right to be there. I also have no right to vote until I become an Australian citizen, which I've noticed the price has gone right up on as well. Insane. DC Drano said, if you want to know why the DOJ leaked those secret Trump tapes, here's why. A second IRS whistleblower has come out to claim the special prosecutor was stopped from prosecuting Hunter Biden. Time to impeach A.G. Garland for protecting the Biden crime family. And I'm pretty sure, well, I'm not 100% sure, but I think I already reported that one. Dr. Simon Godek said 5 cultural viruses are infecting our society, corroding our values and contaminating our lifestyle. Number 1, men are being feminised. Number 2, women are being masculinized. Number 3, children are being sexualised at an alarming rate. Adults are being infantilized, right, made like children, by design. And worst, everyone is being systematically dumbed down. Despite the evident issues that can currently be observed everywhere, the mainstream media refuses to acknowledge them, let alone debate them. Therefore, it is up to us citizen journalists to challenge this woke agenda and stand up for our humane and traditional values. I've been trying to. The plan to counter the current trend is as follows. Number 1, promoting individual freedom, personal responsibility and opposing significant government interventions. I'm pretty sure I do that. 2, critically informing about state corruption, deep state, Hunter's laptop, Ukraine war, global corruption, WEF, WHO, bias media, medical industrial complex, gender and climate cults, artificial intelligence, scientism, physical and mental health, COVID perpetrators, social conditioning and the cancel culture movement. I'm pretty sure I tick that one too. Number 3, let me know if I don't. Number 3, finally, it's important to expand our reach by connecting with others and growing our network. The more people are aware of us, the more people will listen to what we have to say and eventually wake up. With the help of our journalistic work, the world is currently experiencing a great awakening, with people all over becoming more aware and conscious of the issues and challenges facing society. So please connect with those who are trying to enlighten the world. We are more. Cheers and thanks for your support. Cheers to you too, mate. Oh yeah, Luke, We Are Change, Tracy Beans, Vigilant Fox, The Chief Nerd, Texas Lindsay, Dom Lecrae, The Coast Guy, Kanoko the Great, Jordan Satchel and Jeffrey A. Tucker. Okay, it's a shout out to people that are actually journalists. I'm not a journalist. I just read you what I find. It still takes a lot of work and research, but I just read you what I find. Liz Crokin said Tom Hanks and Barack Obama were spotted dining together in Greece, never forget. Sarah Ruth Ashcraft accused Hanks of raping her at the age of 13 years old. Isaac Cappy exposed Hanks as a pedo and then took himself out on Route 66 after Hanks posted about roadkill on Route 66. Hanks did a perverted skit on Jimmy Kimmel calling a child a sexy baby. He did. Barack Obama ordered $65,000 in pizza and hot dogs for a private party at the White House. Birds of a feather. Oh yeah, it was Tom Hanks did a skit on Jimmy Kimmel mocking the Toddlers and Tiaras show. In the skit, the little girl sings "Talk Dirty to Me." Oh dear, and Tom calls her a sexy baby. Oh God. Okay, here you go. Subject RE, get ready for Chicago Hot Dog Friday. Who's it from? Fred Burton to Don Kai Kendall, CC Arik Eisenstein, Daryl O'Connor, Copeland Susan. Okay, get ready for Hot Dog Friday. I think Obama spent about $65,000 of the taxpayers' money flying in pizza and hot dogs. Both are code for pedo, according to the FBI, from Chicago for a private party at the White House not long ago. Assume we're using the same channels. And then this person, Don Kai Kendall, said to celebrate all you hot dogs out there, Eric, you can participate as well. It is disturbing when you know what you're looking at, when you have seen the FBI's the codes they use for pedos. Here we have Greta again. Week 254. It feels like week 500. When you travel without flying, you often find yourself stuck on trains non-stop for several days. Today is one of those days. which means that the Friday strike this week will be from a train. Well, at least you can't block any cars or ambulances trying to get through somewhere. Seriously, I'm not sure if this is a little boy or a little girl anymore. I really don't know. If you look very closely, it's hard to discern. David Paulides, okay, let's see what he's responding to. Bo Snerdley said just in, Jack Smith ready to drop 45 more charges on Trump. And David Paulides said the Dems are throwing every piece of garbage in their basket against the wall trying to get anything to stick. When are Conservatives going to say enough is enough? Meanwhile, in Melbourne, this should be front page, not buried in the climate change section. Effing hypocrite on the gravy train. Eco-warrior politician bills you for her expensive business class flights around Australia, travelling in luxury 27 times in 1 year. People who are calling out for you to stop using so much electricity and gas and go to electric cars, flies pretty much nearly first class. Business class. Close. Tracy Bean says, and it marches on. He doesn't understand the problem. The problem is important to young people, but they're a small portion of the issues, and no, they don't deserve their loans to be forgiven. Hell no. He still doesn't or refuses to see the student loan issue was caused by big government. If you need me to break this down, I shall, but if you already know, I won't. Just hit me up in the comments, because it's in response to Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who said the unfortunate SCOTUS ruling striking down President Biden's student loan forgiveness program was the predictable result of Biden's failure to bring Congress together on this issue of crucial importance to young Americans. So now it makes sense what she said. They're a small portion of the issue, and no, they don't deserve their loans to be forgiven. Well, look, seriously, do you want taxpayers who didn't go to college, maybe, to pay for people who did? I don't know. Unless you forgive everybody's debt, okay? I don't know. Illuminati Bot said you're witnessing them clinging to the biggest cover-up in history. It's about to be exposed. And when I say something big's happening, I mean that when I say something big is going to happen, it could be anything, just including a little win on our side. Okay, it's still something big because we never get wins on our side. And also with Robert F. Kennedy Jr., he's trying to bring, as far as I can see, he's trying to bring the right and left together a little bit. Instead of blaming, he was interviewed and the lady told him what President Trump thought of him, and then asked what he thought of President Trump, and he said, I'd rather not talk about people's personalities, let's just stick to the business. And so he didn't fall for the media trap trying to bait him in to say something about Trump. And that's how it should be. It shouldn't be personal attacks on each other. It should be with your best, what you've got to offer. Offer it up and let's see it. And let's vote on that. Not that person was bad, this person, it's their fault, it's their fault. Lara Logan said early reports unconfirmed from sources in San Antonio. £500 IED found in apartment. FBI ATF called to the scene. Law enforcement officer allegedly went to the address to serve papers and suspect reportedly opened fire. Further investigation allegedly revealed the thing. No media on scene, has not broken. FBI release of suspect. Was interested till I realised the source. Sydney Power vibes. Oh, this person's got the Ukraine flag. I wouldn't trust them. Oh, so here you go. Here's where it's going to get a little bit scary, I think. They're going to fight back, you know that. So just eyes open, seriously, eyes open, watch everything. Come on, man, said another people smuggler boat has arrived. The PS have spread the word to come and get on a boat as Labor continue to defund the border force and open the borders again. Another broken promise from this disgraceful, atrocious Labor government. Labor are a mess. And he's pouring another beer. That makes me think that that's why he talks the way he does. Because he's pissed as a fart. He's pissed. He cannot. He's under the table. Oh, he can't even talk properly. I can't talk, neither can I, but you know. DC Drano said, truth be told, Biden knew his student loan bailout was unconstitutional from day one. Even Pelosi said so in public statements. But he wanted to buy votes in the midterms with false promises, and young people fell for it. Gen Z voted for Biden, and all they got was more inflation. That's like a good T-shirt. For people who voted for Biden, I voted for Biden, and all I got was more inflation. Kobe Thatcher said New South Wales police will strike today over superannuation disputes. It's just a shame they didn't strike when they were given inhumane orders to arrest people who only wanted their basic freedoms and the choice of taking personal responsibility for their own lives during COVID. I was one of them. Had a police officer pinch me and pull me out of a park. He pinched me because he was trying to grab my shirt, and he actually grabbed my skin and pinched me. But anyway, he said I was under arrest. There was two of them. They dragged me off. That was a freedom protest when all the lockdowns were happening. And they took my name and address and said I'll be sent a $1,000 fine in the mail, which I never received. Yeah, pity they weren't striking back then. The Red Rabbit, oh my God. The White Rabbit podcast said they just deleted the tweet of Hunter. Doing what? Strangling a child naked on a bed. I mean, for fuck's sake. I don't want to say that. Who, what is now running this asylum known as Earth? Disgusting pig liars all. I didn't even see that, thank God. But anyway, apparently they've deleted it, which might be a blessing in disguise for me anyway. I've seen enough of, look, does anyone remember seeing, I don't know if it was Wiener's laptop or Hunter's laptop, the little Asian girls in lingerie pouring water into some, it was in like a bathhouse thing? They were little, they were tiny. Does anyone remember that? I just want to know if anyone remembers that. There's two little Asian girls in lingerie pouring water in like a bathhouse, and I can't remember which laptop that was on. Jim Ferguson said France is in trouble. The scale of these riots is moving into uncharted territory. If there was a mass uprising, even the military would struggle to contain it. Has a new revolution begun in France, and will WEF Macron keep his cool, or will he lose his head? Nearly 500 public buildings burnt down, 667 people arrested, 249 police officers and gendarmes injured, 40,000 police and gendarmes deployed, including the raid LBRY and the GIGN. Level of violence higher than riots of 2005, according to the Interior. That's not looking good. It's been going on for years now. The French have been standing up for years. This is insane. How long does it take? Joey Manorino said Barack Obama just claimed that black people were systematically excluded from most American key institutions. Barack went to Columbia College and Harvard Law School, then became a US Senator, then became a two-term American president. So if he could do it, why can't anybody else? And in my college, there were plenty of black students and students of other ethnic backgrounds. Everyone graduated, and the few I kept in touch with are living the American dream. So what I hear Barack and Michelle saying in unison is that black people need racism and special treatment to get ahead in America. Why do they think black people are not capable of doing things on their own merit? I most certainly think they are. Well, yeah, I believe they are. There's a lot of very smart people out there, black people out there. Seriously, a lot. There might be like every race or culture or whatever. We all have stupid people and we all have smart people. It's just how it is. James Lindsay, arming war mums, said a whole bunch of people are going to find out this week that critical race theory is mostly a grift to keep affirmative action going. Kristen Ruby said someone hacked the software in her car. Mercedes said they've never seen anything like it. They also said this is one of the worst attacks they'd ever seen. Now imagine having a car, computerized car, and someone can hack it. And you're travelling down the freeway at 100 kilometres, 110 kilometres an hour, and someone hacks your vehicle. This is why you need to go back to combustion engines. Without these computer things that people can hack and do great damage to your car, and to you, possibly, and your family. Prue McSween said, should Gladys have disclosed her relationship with Maguire? Yes, she should. Yes. Should she have excused herself from funding committees? Yes. As Premier, is this excusable? No. Is she corrupt? No. Is she guilty of romantic naivety, of being manipulated by a bullying partner, of poor judgment clouded by conflicted loyalty? Yes. She wouldn't be the first victim of coercive control. It's sad she succumbed. I do not believe she's a crook. The only benefit she gained from this saga is the opportunity for a new life. I hope she realises she has a lot of support and gratitude for her dedication as a premier. Oh my God. I don't have much to say about it. She locked us down, right? She was as bad as the others. I don't know, Prue. What are you up to? Maddie said, have you checked out today's petrol price? It's crippling. I'm in Masterton at present, $2.50 to $2.67 per litre. $2.78 a litre at gas in Carterton. Has petrol just gone up again? Oh dear God. Please tell me it hasn't. I can't do it much longer. Killer Instinct said, I remember. Ah, yes, this. This is humongozoid, apparently. An amazing image caught by my roommate and transferred immediately to you. Read the caption carefully. Actual election results that the Germany people saw before Dominion servers were seized. I seen there was just maybe a couple of blue, yeah. Something close to this right before it was flipped. Trump 410, Biden 128. I was watching, I remember seeing what happened. And it was red. Most places were red. And then all of a sudden, Biden won. Well, what do you know? How did that happen? That's what most of us are asking. And even of our own governments, don't you worry. Danny Q, conspiracy factualist, said, what the... This mass murder gets an award? Mass murderer gets an award? What is it? The Nuremberg Award for most deaths caused by a doctor? Absolutely disgraceful, and shows the Victoria of the Year award is another waster of money and a circle jerk for scumbags. Outgoing Chief Health Officer Brett Sutton has been awarded Victorian of the Year for 2023. The worst one, who locked everyone down and kept going on and on and on and on and on about something that was a flu. Anyway, Matt Walsh said the university system is the most elaborate and expensive scam of all time. Most people come out of it dumber and less qualified than they were going in. It does not teach any useful skills. You do not need it to succeed in life. It bankrupts millions of young Americans and gives them nothing in return. Maybe we should focus on that problem instead of loan forgiveness. Yeah, well, there are a lot of useless degrees, like gender degrees and women's degrees and climate degrees. They're useless. Benny Johnson said, breaking, photos have just leaked of Michelle Obama currently vacationing on a massive private yacht on a private island in Greece. Same photo. This means the Obamas were rage tweeting about being oppressed and victimised after the SCOTUS affirmative action ruling from this luxury yacht. Oh dear, the hide. Laverne Spicer said Ketanji Brown Jackson voted yes to affirmative action. Why wouldn't she? She's gotten into the Supreme Court exactly that way. Joe Biden said out loud that he would only consider a black female for the court, which meant that no Hispanics need apply, no whites need apply, no Asians need apply, and God knows no men need apply. In case you all missed it, this is both sexism and racism. Ain't no pretty snowflake way to dance around it. If you're judging, appointing, hiring, or accepting on the basis of race, you are a racist. And I happen to agree. Do it on the character, on the content, sorry, on their merit. Okay, not on just because what colour they are or what they... Oh, dear God. Chief Nerd said I did a deep dive on Bill Gates and his genetically modified mosquitoes. The rabbit hole is deep. And there's a video coming later. I'll do one now. Mosquito alert. Watch, is Bill Gates connected to the malaria-infested mosquito? Well, he is, because he come up with the vaccine. He's already got the vaccine. Of course he has. Let's have a listen.
Now, malaria is, of course, transmitted by mosquitoes. I brought some here so you could experience this. We'll let those roam around the auditorium a little bit. There. There's no reason only poor people should have the experience.
That's really smart. Why would you do that? Is there more to this? No. Well, anyway, he's already come up with a vaccine. But there's already things that help with malaria. There's a Droxy one, the high Droxy chloroquine. And there's the ivermectin. There's already things that help with malaria. The world is trying to do it again, and you can't bring a vaccine out when there's already cures there. The world is watching. Veritas newsfeed. Bill Gates posts disturbing mosquito video after it's been announced that Oxitec, which is funded by Bill Gates, will be releasing 750,000, this was back in 2020, genetically modified mosquitoes in Florida. People, wake the hell up. Do we want to listen to this, Gates notes? I don't know if there's music or something in this. Is it Bill Gates? Ah, it's made of mosquitoes. It's death made of mosquitoes. Still the world's deadliest killer. Mosquito Week. Only on Bill Gates notes. Oh, great. Who needs that? Oh dear. Daisy May 4263 said Anthony Albanese is rushed to his car by federal police protective officers after angry farmer protest erupts during a visit to the bush. He was rushed to his car by federal police because the people don't like him. They all booed him and he got scared. Lisa Keeble said Dylan Mulvaney has come out as lesbian. That means he's biological male who will become sexually aroused if he sees a woman who excites him. In other words, he'll get an erection. Now do you see why we don't want trans women in women's only spaces? Did you see the one who was trans waiting to go into the ladies' bathroom? And then the old pervert that was standing against the wall while the kids walked by with a semi. Bogan Zen said Australia. Okay, I'm going to change these words. Truckloads of coal, truckloads of uranium, truckloads of iron ore, truckloads of bauxite, truckloads of gas, 2023. Buys energy needs from China, sells iron ore to China, buys back as steel and weak steel at that. Pensioners freezing, can't put the heater on, recession looming, voice wank off. Raymond McCowan said Albanese is in Horsham opening a water fun park. The local farmers offered their opinion of the bastard, and what did he do? Did he front up? Did he hold a hose? No, he did a runner, jumped into the com car and bolted. Albanese has been exposed. Just watch how nasty he turns now. He's already calling us chicken littles and cookers. Really? Wait until the sky actually does fall on him. It's going to fall on them, not us. Chris Mates said it's not enough to say sorry. It's not enough to spend $33 billion yearly. It's not enough to dedicate entire days, weeks and months. No, we need to rewrite the Constitution completely to rename the entire country. Because this is what they're doing now. Garamilla, Gimai, Mpantwai, Meanjin, Warang, where am I? I don't even know where I am anymore. Burlu, Tandanya, Nungawal and Ngambri country. Nam. Nam nearly sounds like Narnia. You might as well just say Narnia. Nipaluna? Come on, man. Seriously? Oh, they can get stuffed at Sydney. Anyway, Senator Penny Pong. Let's not have another repeat of yesterday when I couldn't stop laughing at the names I was reading. Sorry about that, by the way. Just, I have these moments. You know when you're not supposed to laugh and you can't help yourself? Yeah, I have those moments a lot. Senator Penny Wong said 3 years after the imposition of the national security law, Australia remains deeply concerned by the erosion of Hong Kong's autonomy. Why? We're Australia. We need to look after Australia first, love. We urge the Chinese government to uphold the rights and freedoms guaranteed by the Basic Law and Sino-British Joint Declaration. She needs to worry about Australia. She's an Australian senator, okay? I betcha she's got double dual citizenship. I wonder. I reckon she might have. Because she's always worried about some other country, and mainly China. Katie said Daniel Andrews spent $82,000 6 days on his Chinese business trip at taxpayers' expense. Most people are feeling the pinch of cost of living at this time. Premier didn't even have the decency to provide full details of the reason of the trip. No media involvement. Why do we put up with his arrogance? Comrade Dan. Lord Flashheart said, you know what? I've had enough. You can't effing change sex. Killing babies is effing wrong. Stop taxing the bollocks off people doing well, or we'll F off. No one is effing racist or sexist anymore, and there is an effing difference between illegal and legal immigration. I said that round the wrong way, but anyway. You know what, Lord Flashheart? Me too, mate. Me too. How about you guys? Have you had it? Completely? Oh, look, there are some idiots that are still racist, right? Now, they're just arseholes, okay? Erica, and they're mainly Democrats. Mainly people in charge are the racists. They're just spreading the disease to other people, or trying to. It's not really working. Erica Marsh, listen to this one. Today's Supreme Court decision is a direct attack on black people. No black person will be able to succeed in a merit-based system, which is exactly why affirmative action-based programs were needed. This lady's racist. Today's decision is a travesty. Okay, this lady Erica Marsh, who is she? Proud Democrat, of course. Former field organizer to elect President Biden, of course. Volunteer for the Obama Foundation, of course, and the pronouns are there, of course. This person is highly racist. She is saying that no black person will be able to succeed in a merit-based system, which is exactly why the affirmative action-based programs were needed. Tell me that's not racist. It is. Dr. Russell McGregor said RFK Jr. was always going to be unleashed to wake up liberals. His pedigree makes him somewhat immune to their emotionality. Obviously, he'll be shafted in the primaries, but that's only a further awakening. All good. It's all good. Liz Churchill said, "That's right, 1.7 trillion and counting. That is what happens when you're a Marxist arsehole, Larry Fink. Investment giant BlackRock loses 1.7 trillion in 6 months. That was in July 2022. Please give us an update on how much they've lost now." I reckon they've lost a lot more. General Michael Flynn said this is very positive and what can be called a landmark decision by the US Supreme Court. Merit, not race, content of character and not colour of one's skin should be how all persons are judged. Barack Obama, didn't you become POTUS based on the content of your character and not the colour of your skin? Isn't that how you want to be judged instead of being voted in as POTUS just because of your race? You, sir, need to stop the race baiting. I'm sorry, but it needed to be stated. And Sean Davis said, by a vote of 6-3, the Supreme Court just ruled the university admissions program that use affirmative action and other race-based admissions criteria are unconstitutional and violate the 14th Amendment. Roberts wrote the opinion, supremecourt.gov/options/22 PDF. Okay, so there you go. That's what they've done. That's the big news. Adam B. Coleman, president of Ain't Black? Something? At wrong speak, okay? No black person will be able to succeed in a merit-based system. The quiet part has finally been said out loud. Our white progressive saviours don't think very highly of us. That's that lady again. Liberals racist. Brian S. said, Part 1, list of international trips by Anthony Albanese, our non-existent Prime Minister that flies off and gets drunk everywhere. 1. Spain, UAE, France, Ukraine, Cambodia, Thailand, Papua New Guinea, India, United States, Singapore, Vietnam. 2. Indonesia, Fiji, UK. 3. Japan, 20 visits, almost 3 times more than Morrison. See Part 2. Where is Part 2? Where did Part 2 go? Hello, I'm looking for Part 2. Hello. It's not there. Brian, where's Part 2? Anyway, mate, good on you. It's a Gundam. Someone find this man and save him. My husband lost his job and I'm considering leaving him. What the hell is this? My husband is a plastic surgeon and he previously made $500,000 to $700,000 a year with bonuses at his practice. He was recently let go due to COVID reducing plastic surgery patient load. He's a doctor and has only been able to find general practice work. His highest offer has been $250,000 and he's considering accepting the offer. I know we need money, but I don't want him to get used to working a low salary and not working hard to get back up to the mid-sixes that we are accustomed to, obviously. He used to give me $10,000 a month allowance, which has now been slashed to $3,000. Bitch, be lucky you're getting $3,000, mate. I had to stop getting my nails and hair and salon. Oh, whoop-de-doo. My monthly shopping has been reduced significantly, so has all of ours. I know he might recover, but he might not. And I also know my worth and what I am accustomed. Oh, here we go. Is she going to leave him? She's going to leave him. I feel just gross having to accept this sort of lifestyle. I know there are other men at his old practice that clear more than $500,000 a year, and there's no reason I can't get one of those men. Oh, dear God. For better or for worse, for richer, for poorer, does that not mean anything anymore? We don't have kids yet, and I just don't want to settle for some loser with mediocre ambitions. Seriously, this lady's got tickets on herself. A lot of tickets on herself. She thinks she's worth a whole hell of a lot. What should I do? I'm afraid if I leave him too soon, I might find myself in an even more difficult place. You think? Please advise. I know I'm a mod here, but even I need advice. Oh my God, is all I can say. For better or worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, You stick together. So she married him for his money. That's what she's saying here. That is exactly what I'm getting from this. And now that he's, and $250,000 a year is not a bad income. My God, try getting 30 a year or something and see how you're faring then. That was a satire Reddit sub that was banned. Look, I wouldn't put it past anyone to actually post things like that these days. I don't know, just go and watch whatever podcast, you'll find out. Blair White said, Biden, poor kids are just as bright as white children. Biden's staffer, no black person will be able to succeed in a merit-based system. But don't worry, they're not racist because they have a D next to their names. Does this explain a bit more, like, who the racists are? They're in charge, I'll tell you that much. And they're spreading their illness out. Senator, I can't even attempt to read that one. Oh my God. Okay, I was trying in my head. Papahatsi Haralambros. Well, there you go, I did it. Breaking. IBAC will release all of Premier Dan Andrews' damning classified documents, emails and text messages related to hotel quarantine on Friday, 30th of June. That was yesterday. Do you support this? Yes, I do. But will they? Have they? What's wrong with tomorrow? Oh, dear. Your parody account got me going. Okay. It was a parody. Okay? But that would be good. I'd like to see that. And I'd like to see more, actually. I'd like to see all of Daniel Andrews' emails and classified documents and text messages related to his whole premiership. George said, breaking. Judge gives Kari Lake a massive court win by denying Maricopa County's motion to dismiss her mail-in ballot signature verification request. I'm inclined to think there might be the need to take some evidence here, the judge said. She has been granted access to the actual ballot signatures verification. This is huge. Okay? So there you go. That's still going on in the background. Kari Lake thing. Tim Poole said the air here is forked. Holy shoot. You can smell it indoors. I can't remember. Where's he? Is he somewhere outside, just outside of New York? I can't remember where he lives. West Virginia. New York had an AQI of 450 for a day and a half there. Now it's back to 20 to 80 this plan. So we scream climate change, then they tax us. Poisoning the air to scream climate change. Ohio. Guys, what are they doing? Okay. Centurion asked, where is the Australian flag, Albo? It's completely missing. Probably because he's not Australia's Prime Minister. He's just a cheat. Kevin said, we the people, Dad, said, look at this. Please don't tell me this is being caused by the wildfires. Something strange is happening. Are they preventing us from seeing something in the sky? Are they mass poisoning society because they know the truth about the jab is coming out? So they can blame these events for the problems? Oh, sorry. My eyes burn when I go outside. What about you guys? What do you guys think? Hey, that's pretty strange, right? Oh, God. On the 26th of June, this is what it looked like. 27th of June, this is what it looked like. 28th of June, this is what it looked like. What the hell's going on? That's not smoke from the Canada fires. It's not. And honestly, the last few days, my eyes have been itchy as hell and it's been windy as hell here too. Actually, the last week and a half or 2 weeks. Craig Kelly said YouTube censors the proceedings of New South Wales Parliament. YouTube must be charged with the contempt of the Parliament. There must always be totally unfettered freedom of speech in Parliament without the threat of censorship. Otherwise, our democracy is lost. Because apparently YouTube has banned it. Like they do everything else. They don't want the truth coming out. Liberal Democrats said never before in Australia history has a politician's maiden speech to Parliament been banned from YouTube. It just happened to Liberal Democrat MLC John Ruddock too. Want to know what all the fuss is about? I can't play it here, but I have retweeted it. So there you go. YouTube. Tim Young said this is Harvard's admission rates based on race. Asians 12.7%, whites 15.3%, Hispanics at 31.3% and blacks at 56.1%. It was actual systemic racism but labelled affirmative action. That's what the Supreme Court ruled against this morning. Next up, corporate hiring practices. Oh, please go. Please do it. This might be interesting. Josephine Cashman said, see further real Richard Poe, how the British invented globalism. Modern globalism was born in Victorian England. The plan was to merge the British Empire and the United States into one superstate. This is a 38. Oh my goodness. One of 38. Jeez. Okay, most patriots agree we're fighting something called globalism, but what is it? Globalism was invented in Victorian England and later pushed by the British Fabians. It is now the dominant belief system of today's world. George Orwell called it IngSoc. In his novel 1984, Orwell foretold a future in which the British Empire and Commonwealth merged with the United States to form Oceania, a superstate driven by an evil ideology called English socialism. Orwell's dystopia was based on actual globalist plans. As British power expanded in the 19th century, global dominion seemed inevitable. Imperial administrators laid plans for a world united under British rule. The key to making it work was to join forces with the United States. In 1842, Alfred Tennyson, soon to become Queen Victoria's official poet laureate, wrote the poem Locksley Hall. It envisioned a golden age of peace under universal law, a parliament of man and a federation of the world. Tennyson's words foreshadowed the League of Nations and the UN. But Tennyson did not invent these concepts. He merely celebrated plans already underway amongst British elites. Generations of British globalists have cherished Tennyson's poem as if it were holy writ. Winston Churchill praised it in 1931 as the most wonderful of all modern prophecies. He called the League of Nations a fulfilment of Tennyson's vision. Another British leader influenced by Tennyson's poem was John Ruskin. In his first lecture at Oxford in 1870, Ruskin electrified students by declaring it was Britain's destiny to reign or die, to rule the world or be ruled by others. With these words, Ruskin gave birth to liberal imperialism. Ruskin called himself a communist before Marx had even finished writing Das Kapital. In Ruskin's view, the British Empire was the perfect vehicle for spreading socialism. Ruskin's socialism was strangely mixed with elitism. He extolled the superiority of the northern races, by which he meant the Normans, Celts and Anglo-Saxons who built England. He saw the aristocracy, not the aristocrats, you know what I mean, not the common people, as the embodiment of British virtue. Ruskin was also an occultist and, according to some biographers, a pedo. In these respects, his eccentricities resembled those still fashionable in certain globalist circles today. Okay, been branded a pedo. Ruskin's teaching inspired a generation of British statesmen. One of the most devoted Ruskinites was Cecil Rhodes. As an undergraduate, Rhodes heard Ruskin's inaugural lecture and kept a copy of it for the rest of his life. As a statesman, Rhodes aggressively promoted British expansion. The more of the world we inhabit, the better it is for the human race, he said. In his will, Rhodes left a fortune to promote British rule throughout the world, federation of all English-speaking countries, and the ultimate recovery of the United States of America as an integral part of the British Empire. All of this was supposed to lead to the foundation of so great a power as to hereafter render wars impossible and promote the best interests of humanity, Rhodes concluded in his will. Thus, world peace would be attained through British hegemony. By the 1890s, most British leaders agreed with Rhodes. Following his death in 1902, Alfred Milner took over Rhodes' movement, setting up secretive roundtable groups to propagandise for a worldwide federation of English-speaking countries. In each target country, including the US, the Round Table has recruited local leaders to act as Judas goats. The Judas goat is an animal trained to lead others to the slaughter, like Greta Thunberg. In fact, the Round Table was leading people to a literal slaughter. War with Germany was expected. The Round Table sought commitments from each English-speaking colony to send troops when the time came. Australia, Canada, New Zealand and South Africa agreed. World War I pushed the world towards globalism, giving rise to the League of Nations. This was by design. Generations of school children have learned that Woodrow Wilson was the father of globalism, but Wilson's ideals were spoon-fed to him by British agents. On August the 14th, 1914, only 10 days after England declared war, novelist H.G. Wells wrote an article headlined "The War That Will End War." "This is now a war for peace," he declared. Oxymoron. "It aims at settlement that shall stop this sort of thing forever." Wells released a book version of The War That Will End War in October 1914. He wrote, "If liberals throughout the world will insist upon a world conference at the end of this conflict, they may set up a peace league that will control the globe." Wells did not invent the idea of a peace league. He simply promoted official British policy in keeping with his mission as secret operative of Britain's War Propaganda Bureau, known as Wellington House. British leaders were committed to a peace league after the war, but they understood it would never work without US support. For that reason, British intelligence made special efforts to penetrate the Wilson White House, a task which proved surprisingly easy. Wilson's closest advisor was Colonel Edward House, a Texan with strong family ties to England. During the Civil War, House's British-born father made a fortune as a blockade runner, trading cotton for British munitions to arm rebel troops. While advising President Wilson, Colonel House worked closely with British spies, especially Sir William Wiseman, the US station chief for Britain's Secret Intelligence Service. House, Wiseman and Wilson became intimate friends, even vacationing together. The idea for a League of Nations came from Sir Edward Grey, Britain's Foreign Secretary. In a letter of September the 22nd, 1915, Grey asked Colonel House if the President could be persuaded to propose a League of Nations, as the idea would be better received coming from the US. When Wilson attended the Paris Peace Conference in 1919, Wiseman and House were close at hand, guiding his every move, along with a bevy of other British and US officials, all committed to the globalist agenda and many tied directly to the Round Table. Former SIS officer John Bruce Lockhart later called Wiseman the most successful agent of influence the British ever had. British historian A.G.P. Taylor wrote that he, Wiseman and House made the special relationship a reality. Many historians told us that US-UK special relationship began only after World War II, with the creation of NATO and the UN. However, Taylor correctly notes that the seeds of the special relationship were planted earlier at the Paris Peace Conference of 1919. In Paris, US and UK officials secretly agreed to coordinate policies so that both countries would act as one. Two think tanks were created to facilitate this: Chatham House, UK, and the Council on Foreign Relations in the US. See thread, but is there another bloody thread? Right, I've got to find these threads, and seriously, I'm going to bookmark this one too. And I've got one from yesterday I've got to read. Richard again said, to the great distress of British globalists, the US Senate refused to join the League of Nations. It took another world war and the persuasive talents of Winston Churchill to finally draw the US into global government via NATO and the UN. Churchill's vision of global government was oddly similar to that of Cecil Rhodes and the Round Table. Churchill called for a world organisation backed by a special relationship between English-speaking countries. On February 16, 1944, Churchill warned that unless Britain and the United States are joined in a special relationship within the ambit of a world organisation, another destructive war will come to pass. Accordingly, the UN was founded on October 24, 1945. However, the UN was not enough. Cecil Rhodes and the Round Table had always maintained that the true power behind any global government must be a union of English-speaking peoples. Churchill repeated this plan in his Iron Curtain speech of March 5, 1946. Churchill warned that the UN had no international armed force or atomic bombs. The US must therefore join with Britain and other English-speaking countries in a military alliance, Churchill argued. No other force could stop the Soviets. Churchill stated that world organisation was useless without the fraternal association of the English-speaking peoples. This means a special relationship between the British Commonwealth and Empire of the United States. Churchill's words led to the Five Eyes Agreement, 1949 NATO Treaty, bringing us step by step ever closer to the global superstate Orwell called Oceania. Five Eyes were mentioned in the posts, weren't they? A self-described Tory anarchist, Orwell hated Soviet communism. He could have written 1984 as a sort of British Red Dawn with England groaning under Soviet occupation, but that was not Orwell's message. Orwell warned of a danger closer to home. He warned of British globalists and their plan for a union of English-speaking countries driven by NSOC ideology. In many respects, the world we inhabit today is the world Orwell foresaw. Yeah, interesting, isn't it? What the hell did I do there? Oh God, I've gone back too far. Oh good. Oh good, it ended up back. Okay. Okay, Brad Jammin. Hang on. Nope. I'm going to have to go through the whole thing. Oh no. Oh dear. Okay. Sorry guys. I know this is probably giving you motion sickness. Don't look at the screen right now. It went back to the beginning again. You've got to be kidding me. I'm going to leave it there. It's an hour anyway, and I do have... Oh, it's my grandson's birthday today. So, what do you think of that? Oh dear. Okay, I can't go back as far. Okay, there's a lot of people in chat. Good on you guys. Flyby Stew said, Alex, you're right. The nonsense trying it on need to be stopped big time. Hey, Menacing Muskrat. I'm just saying hello because everyone else is saying hello. George, hello. How you going? Sherry. Okay. Where are we? Simone, how you going? King Snowball, how you going? You're in a hotel outside Edinburgh, first time you've been anywhere near free Wi-Fi. Dana, how you going? Any laws regarding what the politicians can or can't do are a joke. None apply to them. Laws are just for peasants. Yeah, it's seemingly that way, isn't it? Shannon and Robert, how you going? Black's Law's book definition of monster: human being, less than animals, never to own capital property. Look it up. Yep. Doesn't surprise me, Robert. What else have we got? David, g'day from Western Australia, the new Antarctica. Oh, wow. MJ said maybe King is visiting Deb, huh, Shannon? Okay. Alex said all these celebs are sick monsters to me. My stomach's growling already. First free day off you've had yet, King Snurgle? Robert says, Black's Law book, constitute, take on someone or something else's debt. Constitute. Okay. Oh, David said, Alex, it's -3 degrees. Never seen that before here. Oh, it's coming for us then. It's coming this way from Western Australia. Shannon said, no, Deb is in Adelaide, South Australia, near Edinburgh base. Alex said, no rest for the wicked, eh, King Snurgle? Alex said, blimey, that's rather chilly, David. Roscoe said, it's people's faces, this pedo stuff, and people still refuse to see it. Mind-blowing, though. Isn't it? Like, it's just, I can't believe anyone can't see what's going on at this point. We're at that point where I cannot believe that people cannot see what is going on. Shannon said, yep, close but no cigar. Robert said, why do all American judges get paid by the Port Authority? Why is the Port Authority paid by the Postal Service? Why is the Postmaster General in Switzerland? Oh, interesting questions there, Robert. Good one. King Snurgle said Alex Wicked is exactly the word I'd use to describe what's going on. I'm not at all happy about how everything's working out, why I decided to take a weekend break. Davis said I'd never even reached zero before in all my 40 plus years here, Alex. Oh, it's coming this way then. We might get snow next week. Maybe. I don't want to jinx it. Dana said, good questions, Robert, and not enough good answers. I agree. Robert said, why do all lawyers and judges have to pass the BLACKHEATH British Accredited Registry? They actually serve the Drag Queen of England. Oh, that's a good one. Menacing Muscat said, Robert, that's why the Postal Service is very high power in this country. Robert said, why was Switzerland neutral in all the world? I heard that, Robert. Yeah. Because when they weren't fighting, they just go there and have their get-togethers, maybe. You know they're all friends behind the scenes. Alex said, I know what you mean. Been struggling myself a bit recently too, King. Shannon said, Sox has the mads and is zooming around occasionally launching sneak attacks. Like cats do. King Snowball said, Robert, because they're all heavily involved in starting them all. Alex said, must mean that things are changing, the Bible coming to life. View deleted message. Roscoe said, well, JFK said it's best. It's what you can do for your country, not what your country can do for you. JFK warned us about secret societies, wake up world. Definitely. Alex, I think you're accidentally timed out or deleting Roscoe's posts. Because they, yeah, it said I could read it and it's nothing to really hide. Sorry, I'm just a bit confused. MJ said, I love this chat, love reading the comments, I learn a lot. And Roscoe said, hey, Alex, hello, pal. Menacing Muskrat said, sneak attacks I would love to that. My crazy cat has white paws painting the deck and someone decided to go for a walk. King Snowball said, Alex, I'm at the point of starting to realise that everything humans get up to is fully infiltrated on both sides. And Darren said, hey, how you going, Darren? King Snowball said, I'm starting to think this ancient agenda to screw humanity over has been far too well planned to have a positive outcome. Shannon said, I purchased a Snickers bar from the machine at work and it was tiny. Shrinkflation is happening. Yeah, things are getting smaller and more expensive at the same time. MJ said, Kitty approved, lol. Alex said, so many scammers, Hev, and by scammers I mean government and corporations, yep. Dealey said that was Cappy's dead man switch. King Snowball said, Shannon, a good doctor should be able to help you out with that little blue pill, I think they call it. Pat said, yes, Hev, I remember it. You remember those bathhouse. Oh, it was a Cappy that released them. Okay, that's why I didn't remember who it was. That was shocking, horrible. So Pat remembers it. Little Miss Nintendo fan remembers it. George said 3 days of riots in France. Darren said, Shannon, they shrink the bar, then snicker at you. MJ said, Snickers, not just a candy bar, fun size. Dana said, I have a feeling that too little filling a bathtub was released by Cappy. Yeah. Robert Desmond said, it's 6:20 Dallas, Texas time, and it's only 100 degrees in the shade right now. Wow. Simone said, I'm sure those riots are Soros staged, George. Alex said, I know my place is with God, but there are so many distractions. The end is so close. Evil is giving the rest it's got left. We just have to stay strong. Shannon's... Alex, what's going on with the... Alex, can you unban Roscoe or undo the... I don't know, it's telling me that you've hidden his comments. Or do I have to do that? Alex said, I know my place is with God. Yep, I read that. Evil is giving the rest it's got left. We just have to stay strong. Shannon said, yeah, no one in Obama's class can seem to remember him, just like there were no pictures of Michelle pregnant. Darren said, why would anyone want... Oh, car that is connected to a network? MJ said, yep. I worry about the hacking of cars. One full swoop would be so bad if it does all at once. Everyone's saying hello. Debbie says hi. Alex says Darren. Tell Debbie I said hi. MJ said hello. Menacing, love the quality control. Approved of your paint job, huh? Shannon said Obama's kids look like Obama's friends. Obama's a Manchurian candidate, a straw puppet, yep. Pat said Gladys is a liar and a traitor like the rest of them. That's what I think. Davis said no mercy without justice for lockdown purveyors. Darren said I remember seeing those results. Shannon said I was watching live on Stephen Crowder. And Demelza, how you going, Demelza? Davis said Sutton is an egomaniac. He loved his role, dictating conditions to Victorians. Flyby Stu said how I transfer it to here, Muskrat, thick as, if you know what I mean. King Snurgle said I can't say much, but I'm pretty sure this is all going very bad, very fast. Any ideas of a good guy who's completely controlled opposition? I'll agree to disagree with you, King Snurgle. Demelza says saying hello to everyone. Darren said King, it's always darkest before the dawn. George said Bill Gates is a scumbag. Yeah, there you go. Shannon's put the right name of the medication you would use for malaria, so there's no need for a jabby thing. Alex said, hey Pat. MJ said his pockets are weird, he's a weirdo. Alex said all I can hear is Kermit the Frog when Billy Goat Gates speaks. Roscoe said, look, right in people's faces, wow. King Snurgle said, Darren, on Wednesday I saw something firsthand that cannot even be described to any normal person. Dark isn't even black enough word for it. Simone's asking, what did you see, King? Demelza said, hey Alex, lovely to see you too. Hey Selena, how you going? Everyone's asking King what he saw. And he said, I'm spending the weekend deciding if I'm going to bail out on this whole escapade, so not really bother anymore what I say. Little Miss Nintendo fans said, eat garlic, they hate it. Shannon said, Gates hate Mozzies because they have bigger pricks than his. And Davis said, nobody likes Albanazzi. Menacing Muskrat said, maybe that's why Barry and Honey Sherman, Canadian billionaires, were taken out just before C-19. His company produced the generic hydrochloroquine. I've got a cat on the desk. Do you want to go out or something, mate? Do you want to go out? Okay, hang on one sec, guys. I'm just going to let the cat out. I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. A software update. Come on. Come on. You want to go out? Quick, 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 quick. Quickly now. It's freezing here, if you're wondering why I've got this massive jacket on that even covers my eyes, look. Okay, I don't need the headphones for a while. What's going on here? I'm just checking something, guys, hang on. Oh, okay. Okay, it was a mistake, Alex. Sorry. Yep. Okay, I got you. Don't worry. Okay, it was by mistake that you timed out Roscoe. Or hid the comment. Okay, where am I up to? Flyby Stew said if Gates of Hell paid for it, what the fuck? Robert said, type in secrets and manufacturing plans of the Liberty Engine 2.0, magnetic motor, perpetual energy, can't hide the technology no longer. Okay, hang on. I've got to write it down or I'll forget. Where is my pen? It's hiding. Okay, what am I? Secrets? And manufacturing plans of the Liberty Engine 2.0. Okay. Thank you, Robert, very much. George said, what do you mean by bailing out, King Snuggle? Menacing says, speaking of gates, has anyone heard that the Ocean Gate sub was found empty? Oh, they've escaped somewhere. I heard 3 of them, the word WEF puppets. Davis said, not a Commonwealth car. We haven't had the Commonwealth here since 1933. It's an Australian government corporation car, actually a vehicle, not a car, because it's used for commercial purposes. Darren said, Aboriginal means from original, so why are original English not treated with the same regard? Alex said, I love garlic, always add double or more to a recipe. Yeah, I chuck heaps of it in. Oh. I make my own garlic bread, and sometimes it is so garlicky. And when I make spaghetti bolognese, the meat sauce, I put a lot of garlic in there. I love garlic. Garlic on a pizza. Garlic in a lot of things, actually. Out to lunch said, Hev gonna say it Wong again. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. And I do laugh a lot at me trying to pronounce Asian names because it does sound like something Wong, you know? Something Wong. King Snowball said, on Wednesday I was sent to meet with some supposedly high-level information gatherers. Bloody things started arguing with me. I stood my ground. And outright they said that outright said they were talking shit. New pointed out detail by detail it was bollocks. How everything they were saying was the exact opposite of the truth. The response was animalistic. 3, God knows what I can even call them. They virtually started hissing at me and their eyes went completely back right in front of me and they didn't care a bit. Shannon said, probably got squirted out like human toothpaste. Of the sub. David said, going to have to duck out early today as we have film shoot later this morning. Good luck, David, with that. Darren said, Muskrat, you won't find bodies in something that imploded deep down. Out to lunch said, never too much garlic. Oh, that's why I'm growing my own. I use so much. I used to not be able to eat it because I have had stomach problems for a long time. And garlic was one of those things that would give me very severe heartburn. Well, now that I don't get that much anymore at all because I'm fixing myself, I'm eating garlic like it's going out of fashion. Darren said, many people are buried at sea. You never see their bodies again. MJ said, bye, David. Shannon said, crab smoothly. Alex said, garlic is a natural antibiotic. King Snowball said, these guys are supposed to be on our side. I think everything is their game playing out to the detail. Tummy rumbling. Menacing Muskrat said, Darren understood they were saying they didn't go that deep. MJ said, King WTW, you say hiss. Out to lunch said, that's racist. Darren said, Muskrat actually have wondered if the whole sub thing was staged. False. That's what I said. I thought that in the beginning. I don't know if I said it, actually. I don't know if I said, did they escape somewhere? George said, sounds like you met some lizards. King Snowball said, I had 2 experiences in the past, uptight and close to non-humans. I'm feeling there is more of them around than any of us at this point. Simone said, yes, lizards. Yeah, I will believe in the lizard people when I can poke one of them. Not that I want to do that, but, you know, I can't. Sorry, guys. I'm not having a go at any of you guys, but just I don't personally until I see one for myself. Menacing Muskrat said, exactly, Darren, look here and not there scenario. Out to lunch said, I'm not a lizard king, or maybe I am and I'm telling you differently. Robert said, not vax. They've been jabbing pigs with the COVID vaccine since 2017, then you eat it. King Snurgle said their voices became hissy. They got very angry very fast, but no physical advances towards me. I think they just can't help themselves if you outright call them out as lying bastards. Yeah, George said, I'm no lizard either. Neither am I. Darren said, Muskrat, we will know when they say if the company will be charged for the accident that they were warned it was going to happen. Shannon said, James Morrison from The Doors is Lizard King. King Snowball said, trouble is they felt more demonic than reptilian. I'm deciding this weekend if the whole game involves far more beings than even I'd ever guessed. Alex said, that's so annoying when you can't find the other parts or they've been deleted, lol. Out to lunch, said George. Menacing Muskrat said, exactly, Shannon, there's a lot of meaning behind those songs. They were trying to tell us what the DS was doing to mankind. Simone said, they live, King. I reckon they're demons. King Snowball said, I'm not on here long, so I was getting it up at 3:30 and slipping off to go visit and get ideas from one of this country's greatest experts on demonology. I'm 99% sure at this point it's never going to work out well. Out to lunch said maybe the doctor did it so she would leave. Flyby Stew said, Govern are proper scumbags. How much more shite do we have to see to realise these C-nuts are C-nuts? Shannon said, the Doors' parents are military, lots of MK Ultra and Satanism crossovers in their music, yes. Darren said, what an entitled bitch. 250 grand is not a bad job. Yeah, and look, there are a lot of women out there who go by that thing I was reading. I know, I've seen them, I've heard them. D. Lee said, keep the faith, King. Menacing Muskrat said they live. It was a docudrama. That's what Rowdy Roddy Piper had reported. Darren said, doors are shapeshifters. When you open the door, it becomes ajar. Oh dear. I'm getting notifications all over the place on my phone. Phone updates and rumbles and... D. Lee said, hello, George. Simone said, not surprised, MM, but wow. Shannon said, or a jam. George said, lol, Darren. MJ said, Darren, that was a dad joke. Menacing Muskrat said, Jim Morrison's dad worked for the CIA, MK Ultra. Darren said, I'm a dad, MJ. Shannon said, if we're going to do dad jokes, alrighty then. Why do mermaids wear seashells? Because they grew out of their bee shells. MJ said, good to know, Darren. Shannon said, need the haze to beam their fake alien invasion into Project Bluebeam. That's what I was thinking. I was wondering that about the fogginess. What are they spraying? Why are they doing it? Dana said, mass depopulation comes in many forms, including bad air quality with a bucket load of toxic chemicals. Darren said, I'd be scared if bees had shells. MJ said, King, they're testing you. Keeping on. Shannon said, yes, that's what I'm talking about, Menacing Muskie. Out to lunch said, you know how to get here from there? Out to lunch said, remove the tea. George said, I'm not sure how I would react if I see a lizard. I see lots of them, like normal lizards, you know. But lizard people, I would have to see one. I'd probably be shitting myself, but I'd have to see one. Shannon said they can't wear them in rubs. It irritates their hives. Alex said, I think we're probably all at the end of our wick with everything. I can't wait until something gives. Flyby Stew said, Twitter is the same wheel like a hamster. Can't you see it? Oh, yeah, I see it. Alex said, hang in there, King. We're all in the same boat. Darren says, small lizards are cute, but when they are gator sized, they're frightening. Yeah, I don't like, big lizards either. Darren said, it must be a big boat, Alex. George said, maybe the WF is full of lizards. You never know. Dana said, Josephine Cashman is so underrated. She does amazing research. She does. Darren said, they do, King. That's why Charles III is political. He thinks he's safe. Menacing Muskrat said, update here in Canada-stan. Wave if you're a pedo, and our crime minister waves and smiles like an idiot. Yeah, I heard that. People were yelling, wave if you're a pedo, and Justin Trudeau's going. George said, our Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, is a WF puppet. Out to lunch said, Rhodes Scholars, yes. Everyone's saying good night, King, so good night. MJ said all roads, Rhode Island. Ugh. George said 1 a.m. here as well. Wow. Late. Flyby Stew said sausage fingers. What a guy. Nonce, I'd say. Messing Muskrat said good night, King. Rest well. See you in the next one. MJ said King, rest and see you soon. Shannon said I tried those blue pills, but my whole body became swollen. Turns out I got my pills confused with the blue peanut M&Ms. I'm not allergic to nuts, but I'm addicted to M&Ms and can't stop eating them. Oh dear. Oh, it jumped. Where am I? Where did it go? Okay, there I am. Hey, Timmy, how you going? Most of these things were done by Wilson's wife. By this time, he had already had a stroke. His wife had been often mentioned as America's first female president. There we go. Alex said, hey, Timmy. Shannon said the answer to 1984 is 1776. And Flyby Stew said shitbags, the lot of them. Alex said war is just another money-making scheme and a way to get rid of people. The evil plans have been so blatant for so long. Menacing Muskrat said, what do the Five Eyes feed? Information to each other about our poor countries, about our people. Sorry, they spy on our people and give it to, you know, each other. Alex said, I just hope more people wake up to the whole scam, the veil's being lifted. Roscoe said, oh, poor you, for fuck's sake. Shannon said, evil things always think they have won until they lose. Alex said, happy birthday to your grandson, Hev. George said, people are waking up. Out to lunch said, as cold as it is in Australia, it's hot in Mississippi. There you go. Nursing Muskrat said, happy birthday to your young man. Thank you. Okay. Roscoe said, oh my God, what does she do? And Skank 100%. I don't know who you're talking to there, Roscoe, or about. MJ said, what the hell? Alex said, yeah, I've never known more people awake all at once. I used to be a loner with my conspiracy facts. Roscoe said, be grateful. Shannon said, why do you stand in the docks when in court? MJ said, Robert, you still there? George said, I've been awake since the day I was born. Darren said, you must be tired, George. Dana said, Hev, I hope you have a turkey video identifying as an earth mover. I do, actually. George said, tired of all the BS in the world, Darren? Alex said, sorry, Roscoe, I think I made a mistake. MJ said, I hope the turkey gets a girlfriend. Baby turkeys would be different. Wouldn't it? That'd be interesting. Alex said, I tried to undo it. So sorry, Roscoe. Shannon said, because we're under admiralty laws, hence the yellow around the American flag, and the America is a corporation. That's what Biden is in charge of. When he stole the election, Trump will return the republic. Alex said, hopefully you can see it. Hit the wrong button. Alex said, I'm putting myself in time out now. Roscoe said, it's all good, buddy. Alex said, thank goodness you are back. Sorry, Roscoe. George said, lol, Alex. And Shannon said, boing, boing, boing. MJ said, Obama went to Holy Cross. Obama went to Holy Cross College. Hello, Massachusetts. Menacing Muskrat said, hello, Roscoe, lol. We're one big family here. Welcome back. Love you, Alex. Menacing Muskrat said, cooking supper. Garlic. Roscoe said, have a good night, people. Alex, it's Sound Pal. I'm in Scotland. Early day tomorrow, but always good talking to my pal down under. 100%. Good on you, Roscoe. Have a good one. And Roscoe said, Menacing Muskrat, feel you, buddy. And Shannon said that new triangle bit on the LGBT flags for pedos are desperately trying to normalise it. MJ said, Obama Pres, Joe Vice Pres, Obama opened Worcester Tech High School envelope sent from where, postage from where. Hello. Roscoe said, good night to those. Good night, though. Have a nice night. You too, Roscoe. Menacing Muskrat said, good night, Roscoe. See you soon. Everyone's saying goodbye. Alex said, I'm so sorry. I was trying to multitask. Thank you for being cool about it. Hopefully see you soon, Roscoe. Darren said, my body is high, Pat. And hey, Pat, how you going? George said, raw garlic is good for you. Menacing Muskrat said, garlic in my pineapple chicken sauce, yum. Alex said, garlic is lovely. Alex said, never tried that, but that's an interesting combination, Menacing Muskrat. Alex said, Hev's catching up. Menacing Muskrat said, lots is happening since September 23rd, 2017. Sign. MJ said, good night, gotta go, everyone take care. I'll be going soon myself, guys. Alex said, I time myself out, so I don't know what to say now. Shannon said, proofreading Hevs, that's not just cricket. That's just not cricket. I've got to make sure I don't read anything rude out, you know what I mean? Like, Darren said, see you soon, MJ. Carl said, like, see nuts. Ha ha ha. Oh dear. Hey Zal, how you going? Alex said, love you guys. Zal said, damn, the guys at my work need a few new ones. Pat said, CASA is responsible. It costs something like $1,000 a flight ring. CASA, and ask them, or Dan Tehran, he knows. George said, I live under God's law and common law. Alex said, I accidentally timed Roscoe out Zal's side to time myself out. Other than that, it's been the usual awesome show Hev gives us. Menacing Muskrat said, so what was on the George Bush funeral notes? I heard it was we have it all. They have it all. Sorry, they have it all. Shannon said, getting sleepy, bedtime soon, out to lunch. And I'm putting some of this hot air up to winter. Y'all need me to save some for y'all? Yeah, save some. We need some over here. It's freezing. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go because my grandson's birthday and I've got to go and see my grandson for his birthday. And, yeah. So I'm going to leave it there for today, guys. I hope you have a good morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are. Much love to you all. And I better put my headphones on so I can hear the outro. Okay, guys. Have a good one. Bye.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright. And for the first time in a long time, I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going life. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. way back a year ago.